Good afternoon to everyone, the venerable monks and ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we start chanting together. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Saṅghang Namami Annamayang Buddhasa Bhagavato Buddhapākanamakarang Karomase Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu. Sit down, please. Thank you very much. Welcome to the first class on site. Today, on Monday, is matched to the Buddhist holiday. Then I was not be able to see you on Monday, and our class supposed to replace on Friday, up to the Buddhist holiday on Monday. But due to this week or last week's, on the weeks past, I was so busy, engaged with some of the ceremony in the Buddhist Association of Thailand. I was not be able to give the lectures online. Sorry for that. Then today is the first day, morning. I have been in the class A501, 101 and 301. But in the afternoon, only one class, 500, A500. This was the new developing for our class. Get the present notebook from the student, and we got the LCD, right? And I also have to record on the Facebook. In the case like after finish the class, I will give you the signal or the code, the QR code for the lecturing on the class. But I'm not sure that how to mix the alphabet that I show on the Facebook, on this LCD. Maybe somehow I will upload on the Facebook and re-edit again on the video. And if I have special times and extra time, I will edit for you. Then you will see both for the topic we are studying and my recording on the Facebook will be mixed together between the class and the detail of the subject that we are studying. Like I have given here on the group line. I'm not sure that you can see through the projector, LCD. Can you see through? Probably too small, I think. Maybe I do the bigger like this. Can you see through or not? I'm not sure. I don't know how to develop the alphabet bigger. Because quite new technologies for me to mix between the notebook and LCD. I will find out again, I will maybe learn some from you, or maybe I will edit into the line telecast or line broadcasting, mixing between the alphabet. What I have given on the choice on the line, the group line, but I'm not quite sure how can I do is bigger alphabet. Maybe Zoom can do it. I'm not sure. No, I think I cannot make it bigger. It becomes something else. Okay, maybe we'll find out later. Because today I just, what is come out like this? Share the screen. Maybe I can share the screen into the bigger. I think I'm not sure. Do anyone have any idea that how can I develop the bigger side for this one? Can I develop it bigger? Can you do it? Sorry, quite new for me. Oh, we have to put into the new folder, right? And then make it bigger. Oh, thank you. Okay, that's good. Okay, now can you see through, right? At least it's bigger. Like I have given here, like this is a short welcoming introductory note I would like to share with my first year student. Sorry. My first year students, I can post this on the original course board, hand it out as a syllabus introduction. Or use it as a script for my opening, like opening remarks for our class to welcome to the Pali one. Dear first year students, welcome to the start of our academic journey and to Pali one. I'm Dr. Saen Chadaram. You already read some, right? And I'm thrilled to be your instructors and explore foundations of this classical language together. To learning Pali is more than just memorizing vocabularies and grammar rule. It is the key to unlocking the original text of the early Buddhism, or Buddhist philosophies and ancient Indian thought by learning this language. You gain direct, unfiltered access to profound teaching and the concept from the fundamental principle of Vipassanā to the historical root of the Eastern philosophy. Sorry, I don't want to read all this because I think you will read again on the lines probably better. And today, I just wanted to give first introductory to the first class for our class. The same in the morning, I have given the basic introductory or the introductions to our Pali one. Like I have given today morning, the Pali can divide it into two meanings at least. Pali can be the language or the grammar of the language. We are going to study. Due to you are the first year student, and you will see more teachers on the second year, third year, and the fourth years about the Pali. Then, welcome sir. Then on the first years, on the first semesters, I would like to give like a general introduction. The general introductions to Pali, at least we get the general knowledge about the Pali. Why do we need to learn Pali? That is the most significant. Why do we need to learn Pali? And to learn Pali, what does it mean? To learn the grammar, or to learn Buddhism, or to learn the teachings of Lord Buddha? Mean all of them. The Pali is not the language at the beginning. The Pali is keep the teachings of Lord Buddha. The language that keep the teachings of Lord Buddha is maybe coming from Makati, Makat, Prakati, and many local in India. But due to the language that keep the record on the first council in India is made or was made in Makat or in the Rajagruha, the capital of the Makat state in those days, ruling by the king from the Bimbisara, and after that his son Ajatasattu, the son of the king Bimbisara. During the first council was held by the king or sponsored by the king Ajatasattu, and the language of the state is Makat or Makati or Prakati, or in that local. The language keep the teachings of Lord Buddha on the first council. To keep the teachings of Pali is known Pali. Pali means from the Pala. Have you ever heard about the Kopala? Kopala means the one who take care of the cow. Kopala means the one who take care of the cow. Because of that, the language is record the teachings of Lord Buddha is named Pali. Pali, or if we put the Buddha Dhamma Pali like this, Buddha Dhamma Pali means the language that keep the teachings of Buddha Dhamma was named Pali. Pali itself means taking care, keep taking care, or keep very well, or protect, like the Kopal, the one who take care of the cow into the jungle from the animal, for example, like tiger, lion, big snake, and the man who take care of the cow have to protect the cow. The same thing, the language that record the teachings of Lord Buddha was named Pali. Then later on, everyone called Pali language. But the original language is from the local. The local is maybe Makati, Prakati, many local in India. Because of that, it's named Pali. This we learn about the teachings of Lord Buddha. Another name of the Pali is Tipitaka. The whole teachings of Lord Buddha is named Pali. If anyone studying about the Theravada school, mean studying the Pali. The Pali means the language that taking care of the teachings of Lord Buddha. But due to the teachers, the one who invent the system of the studying, mixing all the local language into system of the studying, maybe from Makati, maybe from Sanskrit, maybe from many languages, make the systems of the studying we call grammar. G-R-A-M-M-R-A-R, grammar. But due to the pronunciation, can you divide it between the grandma and grandma? What is grandma? Mean mother of the father, right? Grandma. And grandma is the system because of that. But due to the British pronunciation or the phonetics, they put in little bit different. Grammar is not a grammar, because a grandma and grandma almost the same pronunciation. This about the system of the learning of the language, or the scientific of the language learning, like we call linguistic is the scientific language. Linguistic means the scientific language. Even the language also can be scientific. But due to the system, invent the system of the learning, I have been a little bit about the linguistic when I learned in English literatures in India. I was wonder, or up to now, I am wondering, the man who invented the linguistic, probably his general knowledge is very great. What does this mean? If I'm not mistaken, the one who invents the linguistic from the Middle East, they are very good in grammar. They invent the system of the linguistic. Even up to today, some year I have been appointed to teach on the linguistic in Tipitaka. Or sometimes I got appointed to teach linguistic in Buddhist literature. Then I was thinking that, wow, the man who invented the linguistic, how could he think about this? That means I suspect myself, or I make myself research, but not deeply research as a thesis. Maybe the man who invented the linguistic have been studying a lot the Indian thought or Indian philosophy. If we talk about the Indian philosophy, like I learned in my one of master in Indian philosophy and religion, and then I have done my PhD on the Indian philosophy and religion. The Indian philosophy and religion mean every school of religion in India. How many religions in India could you imagine? How could you imagine how many schools of religions in India? Don't talk about Buddhism. Buddhism divided into 18 schools of Buddhism, sometimes in India. But another religions also been happening in India. For now, the main religion still exists in India. For example, like Hinduism, or Brahmanism, Jainism, Zoroaster, but Zoroaster is not born in India. Zoroaster is born in like Afghanistan or Pakistan over there. But if we compare to the teachings of Lord Buddha, during the Lord Buddha have been traveling, roaming, teaching over India for 45 years. Or if you are concentrate into the one of the sutta, we call Samanya Phala Sutta. The Lord Buddha have given 62 idealism or 62 religions or 62 way of thinking in India in those days. How many? Too many. Even more than today. Today we have Brahmanism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity, Islamic, and so, Zoroaster, and Taoism, or Confucianism, or many religions in another country, many, but only remarkable, only significant religions. Some exist, some are decline. You know decline? Decline means fade away or fading away or disappear. When we talk about Pali, divided into two, one is grammar, or in British pronunciation, grammar, or another one, number two, Pali means Theravada school. The whole teachings of Lord Buddha, including from the grammar into the teachings of Lord Buddha. Today, for the first introductory course for our study, I will not jump into the alphabet today. I just only give the general knowledge about why do we need to learn Pali. Nowadays, the world, not only in the Buddhist country, chanting in Pali. Some of them may announce themselves as a Buddhist. Some may not. But they chant or they make recitation or they make the ritual due to their fond of the teachings of Lord Buddha. Even some of them may not devote 100% to become a Buddhist. But due to their fond of, fond of? Fond of means in love. In love? If a man fall in love to the girl, that we call fall in love. Okay. But if we want to learn something, or we are interested of studying something that very interesting, we call fond of. I'm fond of the Pali, that is, I'm fond of the Buddhism. Or you also may call, I fall in love into Buddhism. Many people around the world fall in love into the teachings of Buddha, even though they are not Buddhist yet. Why? 100,000 of the reasons to give them. One is very basic and straight Pali direct word teachings of Lord Buddha. Mean the meanings never change. The meaning is never change. If the Pali coming into which country, and those countries, or that countries, even this country, have something to change, just only translate. When they translate from the Pali, it depends on the general knowledge of the wisdom. The one who's going to translate from the Pali into local language. Sometime maybe translate about 100 years ago in Thailand, but now the meaning is changed. The meaning is changed. Then the people may confuse about the local language, or even the English too, even the English language too. Even now, some people around the world, or the native language, claim that why do the Four Noble Truths translate into the truth of the suffering, dukkha satya, into truth of the suffering? Because dukkha satya and translate into suffering. The suffering maybe not proper translation from dukkha satya. Dukkha satya, a lot of meanings in there, but only they could think of in that day. Scholars who learn about the Pali, the scholar who learn about the Buddhism, may read things again and again before they put into, okay, dukkha satya, keep translate into English, suffering. But it's not in only that suffering. Then they have to give more instruction, give more technique how to learn to understand the suffering or the dukkha satya. Like if we learn only the truth of the suffering or the Four Noble Truths, we may not understand the teaching, the whole teachings of Lord Buddha. Because of that, we have to translate into local language, and not just only local language, translate from the Pali. We have to translate from the commentator. You know the commentator? Commentary. Commentator mean, or commentary mean, commentator. For example, like some word during the times of Buddha. But some of the monks have not much general knowledge, like the Venerable Sariputta. The Venerable Sariputta have given even more explanation to the word of Lord Buddha. That also can be commentator. And even some word, Lord Buddha have given only a short, and then those monks not be able to understand. Then the Venerable Sariputta, the Venerable Ananda, the Venerable Mahakassapa, or the Venerable Mahakatayana, like this, they have to give more explanation about the word that speak by Lord Buddha. And when those monks facing to Lord Buddha and told to Lord Buddha that what I have heard from this so and so, the Venerable Sariputta said this, the Venerable Mahakassapa said this, and the Lord Buddha said, yes, if you ask me, I will say so. If you ask me the same question, I will say so. That means the same word to the Lord Buddha. But later on, again and again, from 45 years, and then after pass away of Lord Buddha, and then after 100 years pass away of Lord Buddha, and then 200 up to 2,569 years, still have need to explain. But like this modern day, we won't say commentator, we say modern book or modern writer from the times of Venerable Puttakossacharya, that the one who have translated commentator from Sri Lanka into Pali and then studying all the Southeast Asian country, and that we call commentator, to give more explanation about the teachings of Lord Buddha. The teachings of Lord Buddha through 45 years, those known as Tipitaka, Vinaya, Suttanta, and Abhidhamma, we still call Pali. That means the language or the text or the innovation that taking care, the teachings of Lord Buddha is still active up to today. I can assume that even today we are the most luckiest generation. Why? We don't need to pay more than, like I pay for the textbooks of the Pali Text Society. The Pali Text Society have translated Tipitaka into English. The English version, I paid about 35 years ago, one set 45 volumes, 100,000 baht. I paid from Thailand and bring to India to keep in the campus that Buddhist monk from Thailand studying. For every student can borrow and studying in the versions in English that have been translated from the Pali Text Society. You see, I have to pay more than 100,000 baht. That don't think about the carry on with the flight to India again. And then, due to we need extra, then we keep syrup. Then we have to pay a lot for the syrup. Because only one set. If everybody borrow only from one book, probably not more than 4 or 5 years, it will be torn out. The book will damage. But today, you don't need that much. Today, you just click in from your finger. You can get extra volume. Even not just only in English, in Myanmar language, in Thai language, in Romance language, in English language, probably now into Sanskrit, into many, many languages around the world. Because of that, the Pali inspire and motivate and cultivating the people around the world. to study direct into the teachings of Lord Buddha. Because of that, the United Nations have given the Vesak Day is the UN Day, means the UN Day of Vesak for the universal holiday. What does this mean to that? Mean every nation who born in this generation have been studying the Pali. I don't know for the other country, just for in Thailand, the monarchy of Thailand have been printed into Roman script in Pali, distributed to all over the world. Because of that, now the people around the world studying Pali through the Roman script. How about our Buddhist country? Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, some of India, Nepal, Bhutan, some of China, some of Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, like this. Used to be a Buddhist country. If we are not wake up, if we are not inspiring ourselves up, if we are not motivating ourselves up, if we are not cultivating ourselves up, maybe in the future we have to pay for the expertise from Germany to translate Pali in Southeast Asian country. Maybe we have to pay for the expertise from British. But in this moment, in this time, we are sharing together. We are sharing together. Maybe the skill or expertise of the Western help the Southeast Asian country to study Buddhism into the, maybe to make it more easier for the other part of the world to understand Buddhism. The Buddhism, it used to be the symbol of the peacefulness. I don't know for your country, maybe the same to Thailand or not. In Thailand, since the Venerable Sona and Uttara, the king was sponsored by the king. What's the name? What the king sponsored the Buddhism into 9 way of the missionaries. Do you remember? What's the name? Ashoka. Very good. Ashoka. The king Ashoka. If Buddhism is not sponsored by the king Ashoka, we may not have opportunity to learn Buddhism right now. Why? Only 500 years, Buddhism almost gone from India. But very lucky, Buddhism was introduced into several ways. Even some Buddhism come in, the one of the significant is Sona and Uttara into this region. Maybe scholars have claimed that Pukam is the first landing, or some is research that Nakhon Pathom province is landing for the first missionary. Doesn't matter which part. But in this area we call Suvarnabhumi, Buddhism reached to this region before Buddhism is damaged, before Buddhism is declined from India. Even though one of the main missionary in Sri Lanka, if you have opportunity to study about the collections of the Kalanugram, one of the book that collecting by the most venerable Putthakosacarya or Payutto. In Thai we call Kalanukram. Kalanukram means chronological. Chronological means the trends of Buddhism according to the year by years. Buddhism coming to this region, only a few conflict between the state, for example, like state of Ayutthaya and state of the Along like this. But in India, not the state, between different faith, different conflict. Sri Lankan even very hard to take care of Buddhism. Not take care of Buddhism, to take care of self. Monk have to go for armbo and run away from the slaughter. Who is slaughter? Different belief. But the leader of the different belief is the king. The monk have to struggling and smuggling into the jungle to save the life, to take care of the Buddhism. Even run out of the monk. No ordination hall remain to ordain the new monk. Run out of the monk. Because the monk run over there one, and no monk can gathering together and to make ordination. If the monk gathering together, they got killed. Because different faith, different belief, they revenge, they kill all the trends of the Buddhists to Sri Lanka. And even to many missionaries are going to the north. For example, like Pakistan, Afghanistan, probably up to China, up to Europe. But no monk left. No monks left. Why? Because different belief. Not at this modern day. This modern day, if anyone kill anyone, it will be satellites and show every part of the world. But in those days, not. If the monk going 20 or 100 monks, they could kill. Even today, the monk could kill too. Walk on the street, the trap will kill the monk. But due to the satellites, due to the new technologies, the people complain, the people get to know very fast, and they are punishment, there be punishment very fast, not like those days. Those days, they kill all different belief. No one can do anything. But today, due to the advantage of the technologies, give a lot of benefit to every being into the world. But it's not easy to cross from this border to another border. But a very brave and very fortunate for the world, especially for the United Nations, have given Vesak Day is the holidays for the universal. And then remark to the nations of the world, why Vesak Day is the United Nation Day? Especially for Thailand. United Nations have reward, giving award for the peace, world peace, into 4 monks in Thailand. But in Myanmar, I'm not sure. Maybe some of you can, during giving the lecture like this, if you have opportunity, I will tell you about our system. My class never fail, mean no one ever fail in my class. Okay? Very few below than B plus. Alright? Why? Because one attending into the class, 10 marks already. Or even you are not available someday, Ajahn, today I will not be able to come to the class. Please keep me, leave the class. Okay, I mark all those. Even you are leaving the class to get some, like a very emergency case, doesn't matter anything. I will mark for you. I try to keep 10 marks for all of you. The second, I give the lectures in every Monday, or some replace on Friday for the online. If you find out any significant topics, then you make remarks. Okay, I'm interested about this subject. I will make as my assignment. I give 2 assignments. One assignment is 20 marks. The second assignment is 20 marks. You see, 50 marks already before the exam. You got 50 marks. And the final exam, because I have no midterm exam. For the final exam, you just make only 39 up to what you can. You never below than B or B plus. Because of this, no one ever fail in my subject, except you won't be able to join on the test, final test. Maybe that a little bit complicated to talk about. If you have very like a excuse, so sorry, I was very sickness, I was not be able to attend in the exam day, please give me re-exam. Okay, then I give you re-exam. Because of that, I could say that never fail in my class, except for the one not attending. Okay. This my marks for the attending into the class. Then very few students will be fail in my class. Now we already know the conditions of the marks, right? 50 marks before the final exam, mean 10 marks attending the class, first assignment, second assignment mean 20 marks, 50 marks ready, and then final exam, 50 marks. 50 marks divided into 2 parts. The first part, A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, or maybe one more. It depends on. The second question and answer, or we call essay, or you can call paragraph writing. I will give the question like, how could you understand the language of keeping the teachings of Lord Buddha? Number 1, Pali. Number 2, Sanskrit. Number 3, Hindi. Number 4, Thai language. Like this. Then you pick up the right one, Pali, right there. You know, more easier, but I could not help. If you make a mistake, it's mistake. I could not help. But if the question, essay writing, what do you understand the Pali in the terms of Pali language? Then you could remember all the introductory about the Pali. The Pali means it can be divided into grammar, or it can be the language that keep the teachings of Lord Buddha, you explain for few paragraph, that means it's okay. Like this we call essay. What does essay mean? Introductory. You just introductory to develop what is the question is about the Pali, what is meaning the Pali, give 1, 2, and then explain a little bit the introduction and then the body of the story and make the conclusion. 2, 3 paragraph is okay, or 2, 3 sentence is okay. This I will give about 15 questions, but you pick up only 5 questions. You pick up only 5 questions. That's all. For our exam, it depends on the day. If the schedule is good enough for me to come and give the exam here in the class, okay. If not, due to the rushing of the timetable, I may give exam online. Or even the assignment also submit online. This way is more convenient for both of us. For the student also more easier. For the teachers also more easier. I could assume that the students in this day is the most luckiest, not like the times of me or even before I am. Those days not easy to find out, to learn. Just the way to learn in English. Not easy at all. Many people excuse that I could not speak well English because I could not find the foreigner to speak with. Some of them may excuse that I'm too ashamed, too shy to speak English to the other people. Many ways. But now, in this modern day, you get into your mobile for everywhere. English is available. The most easiest studying, no any periods of time could compare to this day. This day also very much disturb your studying too, because there are a lot of movie. For example, like the short movie. But the short movie also, if you find out the versions in English, it will be good for you to develop your English. If we can compare to the times of the Buddha up to now, it depends on oneself. It depends on oneself. If oneself struggling and smuggling and searching and studying, training by oneself, no matter in the times of Buddha, in after 500 years after times of Buddha, or up to now 2500, it's still the same. Because the Lord Buddha giving us the very great way. Very great way. Like today morning I have been a little bit compare about my studying. If you have opportunity, you may watch on the line. I have given into the group line already for the morning class, for the room A501. I don't want to repeat. If you want to know a little bit about my suffering, if we say about the suffering, the Four Noble Truth, but Four Noble Truth, I talk only a little bit morning, but I didn't give example. Today in the afternoon, I would like to continue about the Four Noble Truth. Why do I say about the Four Noble Truths? The Four Noble Truths is the teachings of Lord Buddha that can be called the first sermon. Even the first sermon in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. But those are about the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is known as middle way. And then the Four Noble Truths is always concerned with our life. We could say that from the day we was born, and up to the day we are entering into the stream of the Nibbana. That means finish all the Four Noble Truths. But if we are not finished all the Four Noble Truths, or if we are not enlightened to the Four Noble Truths, we will go on with the causes of suffering to be born again and again, as we have been chanting, like Chati Bidukkha, Chara Bidukkha, Maranam Bidukkha, Soka Paridewa, Dukkha Domanasaya Upaya Seti. Mean we will going on with that Chati. When we have Chati, what happened? Chara will come. What is mean Chara? Aging. When Chara will come, then Maranam. Maranam means death. Again and again to be born again and again like this. But getting to learn about the Four Noble Truths, it will be helpful to every being. Even the word in Satipatthana Sutta, if I didn't have much to give them more introduction about the first Pali one, next time maybe we can start with the sutta that I have given into the line. Maybe I have to read things about innovation, how to develop into the frame of the pictures or PDF. Then I have to put on the USB and to put into the notebook, and I can click one by one into the LCD. And after finish in each day, then I can put into the group line, and you can download and study by yourself again. And maybe the next day, if I have extra time, I will upload the one I made into PDF, or I made into the picture, maybe generated by ChatGPT, or maybe generated by the Gemini, and develop into the YouTube, into the Facebook, that I upload and re-editing again and show again on the YouTube. Maybe benefit to some of the people who may interesting about studying the Pali, also can rewatch again. Can be like a charity or the merit to some people around the world who may understand in English, can be re-studying again. I used to remember one, the Lord Buddha have given to some monk, but I could not remember which sutta. And he reminding the monk that, "O monks, I alone following you and teach you and tell you now. But after I'm passing away," means after Lord Buddha passed away, and thousands of Buddha or 10,000s of the Buddha will come to comfort you, come to teach you, come to give you the advice. I wondering a few years ago, before the internet is coming, but now onwards, not only internet, AI. Even now, some of the program can generate the Buddha walking, the Buddha walking, the Buddha teaching, and the people around the world invent any application. For example, YouTube, TikTok, Reel, Facebook, Instagram, and the expertise who invent about that product into the social media. Again and again and again and again, now billions of Buddha giving us the way, instructing all of us in the YouTube, in the social media, and now millions of Buddhas in there. If you are interested, any teachings of Lord Buddha is the most easiest periods of time. Even I could say that I don't know how the next Buddha, the Mettaya, the Buddha, can be like one lecture can keep millions of the people to enlighten. But I don't know now. Already time of the Mettaya, some of the YouTube, some of the social media, they make very great. But also some mistakes are there. Some mistakes are there. Who will give us the right way? Who will give us the choice to pick up the right thing? If you believe only in the social media without studying by yourself, how could you be sure that this is the right one? This is the wrong one. Because of that, you have to study by yourself too. In the future, I think more Buddhas will be showing on the screen of the social media. Maybe in the future, not just on your hand click, but now already, you just click into the speaker. Please give me detail this so and so. Then will coming. But maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe the next generation, a few more generations, some maybe invent some of the application, just put into your brain, and then your brain think, then it's coming out completely set up your way of thinking. The same like the heaven, they call from the Chatulokapala Tawa Tingsa Yama Tusita Nimmanorati Paranimitas Vasavati. Mean Nimmanorati, they have to create by themselves for anything. Yes, suppose like you want to be a very beautiful or handsome, you can create by yourself. In Paranimita Suvati, the most high in the Chakkamavachara Bhumi. You don't need to create by yourself. Someone came to know your thinking, create the thing for you. You don't need to create by yourself. Today already, in the social media, who knows, maybe in the future, maybe you not be able to divide it between the AI man, the Rob, what you say, the the AI man or the AI woman, what do you call that one? Robot, right? Next time the robot walking on the street and the human being walking on the street, maybe you will not be able to divide it, the robot or the human being in the future. This is possible. Ye dhamma hetu papava te sang hetung gatha khato te sanja nirodo cha evang vati mahasamano. That means the causes, the dhamma according to the causes, mean the condition and the result and the reason it depend on everything possible. How could you think the human being can create up to this day? But don't think it's about the right and wrong. The right and wrong, it depends to the cause and causes, the reasons and the result. The suffering, no one can throw away. Even this one, we need, but cannot stay forever. It itself, in the conditions of the suffering. But what can we do? Buy a new one. If it's a mistake, we just learn. We have to buy a new one. Why do we need to learn to know the suffering? That we got to learn, because nothing we can do. We only get to know that it is suffering. Then what is the cause of the suffering? The cause of the suffering, the thousands of the causes create one suffering, or thousands of the suffering cause of one cause of the suffering. Mean anything depend on the origination. Depend on the origination. The cause build up to be suffer, okay, you will be suffer. The cause will create up to be cause of the suffering, okay, then it will be cause of the suffering. Then what shall we do? Getting to know. And then what shall we do? Learn about what is the causes of suffering. When we get to know the cause of suffering, then that we get to know that the end of the suffering, Nirodha Satya, Samudaya Satya, that we have to getting to know and to give up or to quit or to throw away. If anything creates us to be suffering, for example, we are learning in English. The learning not skillful in English, that our suffering. But if we want to go away from the suffering, we have to develop ourselves step by step. Okay, today we learn one more vocabulary. We learn of one mistake, and the next day we will not do this mistake. And when we won't do this mistake, the end of the suffering is coming. For example, we speak the wrong word. Suppose we speak the wrong word, but the next day we know, oh, that word is not correct. I have to speak the proper word, the right word. When you get to know the right word, then you never speak the wrong words again. Mean, if you speak the wrong sentence, and if the next day you learn the wrong sentence, oh, this sentence is wrong, I cannot speak this because this sentence is not right, then you speak the right sentence. Get to know the cause of the suffering, then you develop to cut off the suffering. But the suffering itself cannot cut off, only getting to know. When we cut off the cause of the suffering, the end of the suffering, Nirodha Satya, is coming. When you know, oh, that is the end of the suffering. But how could I reach that? I reach that only I have to learn the proper way that we call middle way or the Eightfold Noble Path. When you learn the Eightfold Noble Path, then you get the right way. When you get the right way, keep developing into the right way again and again and again. The cause of the suffering is cut off. When the cause of the suffering is cut off, the end of the suffering is coming. Then no need to throw away the suffering because it disappears already. Like this for the whole life, from the breathing in and breathing out. Okay, you learn to know that breathing in, you have to try to breathing out. If you're breathing in but you can't breathing out, what happened? Die. No one could tell you, but you to know by yourself. If you are breathing in but you don't breathing out, what happened? Die. If you're breathing out but you could not breathing in, what happened? Die. Then that already telling you the right way. But according to the teachings of Buddha, bring you going deeper into the right way, into the stream of the noble, we call Sotapanna, Sakatakami, Anakami, and Arahanta. That is the most stream, and returning only some occasion, like a Sotapanna, you have to be born again only 7 days or 7 times. If you are getting into higher into the Sakatakami, then you can come one or maybe higher into the God rooms up to the Nibbana. Anakami, you don't have to be born again into the planet. You be born in the God of the Brahmin. And higher into the Arahanta, you don't need to be born again. You cut off the circle of the births and rebirths. That the Supreme Being, the Lord Buddha never said that if you are entering into the Nibbana, mean you are nowhere. But He won't say that. Means zero, no zero. But it's somehow, some way, not going to be born again. That means no more suffering again. The same if you are go through all the system of the Four Noble Truth, just the time of the studying, you can develop yourself from the very beginning into the higher degree. Maybe some of you will be in a master degree, maybe into the PhD. Then you know exactly how to take care of yourself in that day, because this is the most excellent teaching of the Buddha. Only the one who came into the stream of the noble could say that, Aho Buddha, means, oh, the Buddha is so excellent. Aho Dhamma, the Dhamma, the teaching of Lord Buddha is excellent. Aho Sangho, the noble Sangha who reach into the Nibbana is the most excellent. We could not imagine how excellent they are. Only we have to get into that limit of the state of being. Then you will be able to explain by yourself. No need anyone to explain. Now, due to we are not that yet, we are on the stream of the learning. We call Sutta Buddha. You know, all of you be Buddha. This now we call Sutta Buddha. What is mean Sutta Buddha? Have you ever heard this word? Have you ever heard this word? Sutta Buddha. Mean we are listening from the teachings of Buddha. Sutta means listening. Listening from where? What am I teaching? What am I lecturing right now? No, my word, just all. All is from the teachings of Buddha. If I could say that my words when I was a child, I'm going to hunt every day. I'm going to hunt the other life every day. That is my word. Mean innocent, ignorance word. Avijja, tanha, avijja and tanha. Because I don't know that is a sin. But my family need food. But I didn't know that killing the other animal, other being is sin. How do I know? If I'm not ordained to become a novice altogether, novice, I learn how to read and to write. I learn how to do the right thing and the good thing. And I learn how to learn the proper teachings of Lord Buddha. But before I get to know, even I ordained from the 16 years old up to 37 years old, I've been a monk, still not perfect. And up to now, I'm still not perfect yet, but I'm a student. I am a student of Buddhism. But I learn even more deeper and deeper and deeper to the teachings of Lord Buddha. The more I learn, I think I need more to develop myself. Because Sekha Pukkala, have you ever heard this word? In Thai we call Sekha Bukkon. In Pali, Sekha Pukkala means the one who need to learn. But we not reached that yet. I am not reached that yet. I'm still on the Sutta Buddha. I'm learning from the teachings of Buddha, or Tipitaka, or from the other masters, or the modern writers, or the modern teachers, or the modern speakers who read and write and put on the YouTube, social media. I listen to every of them. But I never blame that's right or wrong. But I listen, I watch them, then I compare to the teachings of Buddha. Mean I visit the Lord Buddha every day. Maybe by listening to the Satipatthana Sutta, or maybe listening to the Samadhi Phala, or maybe listening to Anapanasati Phala, like this. That's, I visit, I pay my respect, I pay my homage to the Lord Buddha every day. Through the triple chain, Buddhang Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Every day I have opportunity. I put the Dhamma listening every day. And trying to not forget breathing in and breathing out. The peacefulness in my mind or everybody's mind, only breathing in and breathing out. Without the breathing in and breathing out, no one survives. That could be said that a whole Buddha, a whole Dhammo, and a whole Sangho mean excellence of the Buddha, excellence of the Dhamma, and excellence of the Sangha. know any part of the object compared to these three. Without these three, we may have no opportunity to listen what we are learning or today. You see, 8 billion thousands of the people around the world, how many billion get opportunity to learn about this? Should be proud of you, should be proud of each of us, not just only for studying. We are studying, reading in and out with the mindfulness that we are studying. Breathing in and breathing out mindfulness with the studying that we will keep, we will go on to give this great teaching to the other. Others, no matter who they are, maybe one of our family, or maybe some of the stupidity in ourselves. Sometimes we are intelligent, sometimes we are stupidity, and compassion and kindness even to ourselves too. Oh, today why I am too stupid? I must be a little bit more intelligent and more mindful about the teachings of Buddha. Don't be stupid, angry to that one, and jealous to that one. Why do I pay all my attention into that? I should pay back to the teachings of Buddha, because the Lord Buddha said that breathing in without breathing out, we will die. Breathing out without breathing in, we will die. And why don't we follow only the good thing? Then we will live up ourselves again and again, day by day. And I would like to give maybe like a little bit experience I found for the tutor school almost 20 years. Before I found the tutor school in Pranakon in Bangkok, with the thought that I was so poor in English, then I would like to offer my skill into new generation. Almost the third year when I was in India, because more than 6 months I would not be able to follow even the single sentence in English in the class, because the professors in India, they are so fast speaking in English. Today it's very good to see you. And some professor, the chewing palm, palm like they make the red liquid about the leaf of the coconut, small coconut, and many the way of the cultures in India, and even in Thailand too. Only a few years gone, but some still left on the small spirit house. Have you ever seen the house of the Thai people? They have a small hut, and then some of the doll we call the spirit house, spiritual house, and they still make that and offer to those ghosts. Then all the professors in India still assume this. When the lecture professor chewing or lecture the class, and the chewing palm too. And then when the lecture is in English, and they speak so fast too, and in their mouth, and they chewing palm and lecture too. Today we will go to lectures in English literature. And after some time, because the professor stand up like this, and the stage like that Buddha. The teacher walk like this, and when the chewing pan multi with the mouth, and then he walk into the like this, and very give me like bad impressive, bad impressive, but I wondering that I keep admire to all professors. They speak English so fast. You know, I go to India alone. I can speak English and communicate to the local people. I can communicate to all of them. But when I entering into the class, I sit over there. Last 100 students. I could not follow a single sentence due to the teachers chewing pan and speaking so fast. But after lecturing finished, then I facing to the teacher, "Sir, what did you teach today?" What subject did you teach today? Then the teacher write me the subject. You know, when the teacher write me the subject, then I go to the library. About 2529, Buddhist era. Those days no syrup. No syrup. Very few shops have the syrup machine. And when I reached to the library is in Banaras Hindu University, very big, almost bigger than this 4 campus T complex of this building. Then I have to search for the book. I searched a lot, then I found the book. Wow, that's great. But then I checked for the subject. When I turn on the book and see the page, suppose 140 number of the page. When I reach to that page, 143. But then it's disappear, 144, 146, 47, 48, 49, disappear. Then I found some of the paper is torn out because they have no syrup in that day. Most of the students, when they found the page they want, they tear off the paper. You know, very difficult. Those days, I could not follow the lecture. I could not get the book from the library. I remember that 6 months, I could remember only one word, not one word, one subject or one sentence. I was very wonderful that, wow, I could follow my teacher now. After 6 months, you know, after 6 months, I could follow all the lecture. If we compare to this day, very different. Very different. You are lucky. But when I, on the 3rd years of the English literatures in India, some of new students coming, I got it difficult to follow the class. When I got opportunity, I told all my newcomer students to get the special class, learning together. Sometimes I invite some of my friends from India and give the lecture. Sometimes I teach by myself in the class. You know, those experience more than 20 years. When I come to Bangkok, I set up the tutor school. Then I got one of the, we call the copyright, new innovation about the technique of the teaching. Why Thai people, after studying abroad, maybe 10 years or maybe 5 years in abroad, but when they come back to Thailand, they forget all English. Very difficult to speak English. Then I found that most of the Thai students expect that They're searching for the foreigner to speak with. They're looking for the foreigner to speaking with. You know, in Thai society, they not allow monk to speak with a foreigner because they are afraid that monk going to cheat the foreigner. Or maybe sometime the monk speak not proper English. Because of that, the Ministry of Tourism not allow monk to speak English with a foreigner. That's cut off the way for the monk to practice oneself. Only the one who give the lectures in the school or university will have opportunity to develop oneself. Then I got one of the 5 technique. I told all my students, because I found the tutor school in Bangkok, I told my students that don't wait for you to meet to the foreigner, then speak English. But you must turn on your channel. Suppose you have a television channel. You want to listen to channel in English, turn on into English. If you want to listen channel in Thai, turn on into Thai. Then I told them like this. Now you want to practice English, turn on your channel into English. Someone, oh my, sorry. Okay, gone. My spouse, you know spouse? This we call the soulmate. I have to set up the tutor school because she is coming from USA. And she wants to teach English. Then we set up the tutor school. When I found this school, then I set up all the students to do this. Turn on your channel into English. For example, like you are now. If you want to be good in English, try to turn on your channel into English for now. Only when you meet to your friend, you need to speak dialect, or you need to speak your native language. Then you turn on in that. Do our class up to what time? 14:40 is okay? Or 14:20? What you want? Or you have another class again from now? No, right? Okay, then I better 14 up to 14, okay? Everybody agree? Okay. 14 up to, our class will be up to 14:40. Then I will let you go. And from that onward, you know, my student, some of them asking, Ajahn, what shall I do? I didn't know any vocabulary. What shall I do? Then I told them, okay, suppose you are hungry. Suppose you are hungry for the khao man kai. You know khao man kai? But you don't know in English. You don't know in English. If you go to maybe somewhere, or if I go to Myanmar, you know, if I go to Myanmar, I could not know the word in that local dialect in Myanmar. Then I say, I'm hungry for this. And the next day, again and again, then when you got opportunity. But in Thai, if you say, I'm hungry for khao man kai, like this, you know, I'm hungry for khao man kai. And the next day, if you say again, I'm hungry for khao man kai, then the next day you will find out what it means khao man kai in English. But the first of all, you have to remember, I am hungry for what? then you put on. Suppose you are standing, or now you are sitting. Like now you are sitting. You are sitting and listening in English, right? But don't do. I am lecturing in English and you listening in Myanmar and then translate again into English. Don't do that. Or listening in English and translate into Myanmar. Don't do that. Because you have to make your mind thinking twice. Because your mind will accept, your mindful will accept only one thing in one time. According to the Abhidhamma system, our mind can accept only one thing in one moment. Then, instead of listening in English, then translate into Myanmar to understand. Don't do that. Just do it listening in English, trying to understand in English. In English, we have synonym, right? Many synonym. You know the synonym? The word is familiar. The word is familiar. Like eating. The same eating, or not just only one word. The word that's very familiar to eating also, like assume or taking, like this. Technique like this because I'm very poor in English. I was studying in English, I have been studying in English when I was 27 years old, ABCD. I learned very late. When I was 27 years old already, I started learning English grammar because I learned for the adult school, for the secondary school. That means too late. Then I was very poor in vocabulary. I am very poor in vocabulary up to today. Up to today. Because I talk in English, if some word I don't know, then I have to take the power back from someone. Mostly we talk in English. Most of them, they expert in English, right? If we talk to the foreigner, some of them already speaking English. And if we talk to oneself, suppose you are sitting, I am sitting. Why am I sitting? I am sitting because I'm studying. Why am I studying? I'm studying because I'm a student of the MCU. What am I studying? I'm studying the Pali. What is Pali? Then you talk yourself like this again and again. This one of the taking yourself, talking every day. If you are alone, looking at the ceiling, talking to yourself on the ceiling, what am I doing? I'm sleeping. Why am I sleeping? I'm sleeping because I want to rest. Are you sure you want to rest? Yes. You want to rest how many hours? Then you talk to yourself. Maybe after you talk to yourself, then you feel relaxed. Then maybe fall in sleep. This technique is coming when I was the student in Thailand. I was not be able to speak a single sentence. Then I feel very, very guilty, Then I don't know what to do. Then I found the book Essential English. Essential English, there are 4 volumes. mostly available in India, in Cambodia, in elsewhere, but no in Thailand. Thailand is not available. But one of my senior, the Venerable Dr. Pramahatuan, he is the senior in the relationship publics in MCU. But now he passed away already. And he bought this book and keep in the room. When I was a monk, I moved from Buriram in Bangkok. Then I searched the book. Then I turn on. The book is said, what is this? This is a cat. Oh, very easy. Then I read again and again. What is that? That is a cat. That is a dog like this. You know, I speak, after speak, then I record on the cassette. Those days no mobile like this, only cassette. After record on the cassette and I feel tired, then I lay down and listen again and again and again. Then I fell down, sleep. I fell asleep. When I fell asleep, I have a dream. You know, I have a dream in English. When I have a dream in English, I feel very, very uncomfortable. Very much uncomfortably. I tried to speak English, but I could not open my mouth. After again, I do this again. Then I fall asleep again. After listen again and again and again, then I be able to speak in my dream. You know, when I was be able to speak in my dream, wow, then always dream speaking in English. And when I woke up and I do this, reading and record on the cassette. Then I start thinking again in English. Then I found, wow, this is a new technique. I must give to my student. Then my student develop very, very fast. But have another 4 technique. I will give you another days. I will give you another days. If you could follow all these 5 techniques, your English will be no poor. But I could not say that speak English well. But I could say that your English is no poor. You understand? Mean you will not poor to speak in English, but may not proper English. Even I am now. Even I speak English fluently, but I still recommend by some foreigner. They say my English is not perfect, but they speak your English is understandable. I think in myself that okay, enough. That is more than enough. If you understand my English, that's okay. I don't care. Because English is not my father language. One, I used to say that. Because some of my students used to say that, you know, okay, English is not my father language. I don't care. Then they study in India, you know. They speak English, but no proper English. All the Indian students run away. Because the Indian student could not follow any single word. Mean he don't care for English, but speaking not proper pronunciation. The Indian student could not follow. After that, I have to give them the proper pronunciation. The second technique is about the phonetics. I will give you the phonetic for the next class. Don't forget to ask me, okay? The second of the technique to make your English is no poor. Mean you will run out the word to speak without delay. You run out of the word not to scare. Mean you can speak to anyone. Anyone who speaks English, okay, come in, I'm speaking English. But don't expect that your English will be perfect as the native. Okay? No one can compare to the native. Just make native understand English, that's all. That's all. If you go to Singapore, different English. If you go to India, different. If you go to China, different. Thailand, some different. But I like Her Majesty, the Queen, the grandmothers of the present king. She speaks English is very polite. In the Thai style, but so much polite. It's very polite, means nicely. Nicely. Most of the royal monarchies in Thailand, they speak English fluently, but in the Thai style. In the Thai style, except some of the members of the monarchies that live in foreign, in abroad for so long. But one thing to keep before we stop the class 33. Learn English, don't have to care proper English or not. Just make the people understand what you talk. That's all. When you are speaking fluently, when you are going to live, suppose you are going to study more in England, you will be assimilate. You will be adjust yourself to be as the British pronunciation. When you go to stay in Australia, you will adjust yourself to be as the Australian pronunciation. We call Aussie. Today is a good day. Good to see you today. Don't worry. Today we're going to meet to mine. Don't worry. When you live into which community, you will adjust yourself. The same thing, if you go to stay in Singapore, you speak English like Singaporean. The same if you go to India, you speak English like Indian. About 20 years ago, I lived in Bangkok, near to Khao San Road. We usually go to associate with some foreigner because my spouse is from USA. Most of the friends from foreigner, are you Thai? Yes, I'm Thai. No, I don't believe. What? You are Indian. you are Indian. I said, my goodness, I have to show my ID for them. When I show ID to them, they look Thai nationality. I said, no, you are not Thai, you are Indian. Then I will recognize that my pronunciation is Indian. Because first year, second year, third years, fourth years, 4 years in India, my pronunciation is almost Indian. Because India speaking is very easy. It's good to see you today. Today is a good day. How are you? You know, when we are speaking with the first, I could not follow Indian pronunciation. But when I follow Indian pronunciation, then most of the friends from different countries assume that I'm Indian. One, I've been with my friend, and we're watching the news from the television. Then one of the Sri Lankan people speaking English. Then my friend, I think he's a Sri Lankan, he's not Indian. You know, I tried to laugh, but I tried to stop myself not laughing. Then I said, could you divide it? What's the difference in Sri Lankan and Indian? I said, it's very much different. Very much different. And you know, after that, when I was in Khao San Road, I have to change myself. Now, from now onward, from that day, you know, I have to change myself into every step of the pronunciation. according to the dictionary. I have to look every alphabet in pronunciation, how to keep the tone, how to make the system of the pronunciation according to the dictionary. But then I found that when I associate, someday I have a friend from England, maybe many months associate speaking with them. When I speak again and again, then my pronunciation almost to the British. But when I associate to the American, then my pronunciation is go to American style. Then I assume that, okay, don't worry. Speak much as you can. Make the people understand your English. When you are going to live with them, doesn't matter, British, American, Australia, Singaporean, Indian, China, or Chinese, then you will be assimilate, mean adopt yourself into that tone, don't worry. From now onward, you are standing, you are walking, you are laying down, you are taking bath, shower, everything turn channel into English. Okay, I'm standing. Why am I standing? I'm standing because I'm waiting. Why am I waiting? I'm waiting because I wanted to get that. Why do you want to get that? Mean every movement in your daily life turn on into English. Now, due to the English, I assume and say that English is a noble language. Why? The English itself not a noble language, but due to the English have been translated Tipitaka into English first, then the English I assume to be noble English. Then my new textbook, I put the name on English, Noble English with the Noble Truth. Then all the technique invent from the Four Noble Truth. Not just only Four Noble Truth, like Four Law of the Successfulness or Pochanka, 37 of the Pochanka, developing into the new technique of the teaching in English. Before I put up into the copyright, I didn't expect that. But due to one of my students, he was the high officers in the high generative of the electricity in the country. And he developed from the basic studying into the public speaking. Before he finished the class, he told me that, he asked me, Ajahn, did you make the copyright yet? I asked him, why? Why do I need the copyright? Ajahn, if someone copying your way to teach, then someone claims that this is my technique, then they not allow you to teach in this technique, then what will you do? I said, can be that? He said, yes. Then I make the copyright. But I never publishing into the public, because I expect that this new technique I will give to my student and for free, for free. But I have to add a little bit, like only after the class, when I finish one class about the grammar in Pali, then I add a little bit, not to take your time for the Pali studying, because what I found that most of the students into MCU must start to give the proper English from the beginning. If you go to the second year, third years, it's not easy. What after I have been again and again on the first year, then I found on the second year and the third years, most of the students no scared to speak English. Maybe not perfect English, okay, but they're not scared to speak English. That's all that I expected to keep all of you to be fluently speaking, but I could not guarantee that perfect or not perfect. It depends on your effort. If your effort is bringing you to the right status, your English will be fluently speaking. And for developing to the right and wrong, it depends on your future. If my word is keeping on you that if you want to be fluently speaking in English, you must turn on your channel into English for now, every step of your life. Only when you meet a friend who need to speak local language, turn back into your language. But soon, whenever you are mindfulness or mindful yourself back, I need to develop English. Turn it on back into English. Every step. In this moment, within a few months, your English will be fluently upskill, develop your skill in English. I expect that for today, the first introductory into the Pali one. I didn't give much to the subject. For the next class, we will start with the alphabet and with the sutta of the Satipatthana Sutta. I give you the true sample of reading and spelling in Pali in Roman. Then you will find the proper spelling, proper pronunciation in Pali Roman. You cannot throw away the Pali Roman. No matter where you are going to speak about Buddhism, you need to speak Roman in English or Pali in Roman in English. Because now the world, everywhere in the world, we are spelling the same system. We will speak the same language in Roman script, then translate into local language by one own country. Don't worry. Thank you very much. No question or any question? No? If you have any question, you may bring and discuss. For some, maybe I'll spare some minutes for you before we finish the class. But I will always about 14 to 14:40, or maybe a little bit if in a hurry. If anyone need to go, don't worry. Oh, sorry, I forgot to keep the check name list. Maybe next class, okay? I will give you the name list. I will keep you before maybe 20 minutes before the class is over. I will hand the book name list to the leader. The leader will spare to all of you. If you yourself coming and mark on the correct day, or if some of your friend asking your leave, okay, today I could not attend in the class, please mark for me too. If your friend, close friend, you mark for them, okay? Because I don't want anyone to miss any 10 marks in the class. Or if anyone need to go for immigrations or anywhere in emergency or sickness, mark for them, okay? Because I don't know who you are, and you better know your friend better than me, and marking yourself and your friend. Thank you very much. Okay, we pray for the take leave the Buddha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Modang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawakato Bhagavata Dhammo Namang Namasami สุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิ Thank you, Venerable, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you next class.